All right, what's up, guys? Ncx workout time for Sunday, April 5th. Again, this is kind of a two-parter, so I encourage you to watch the NC HIT workout before you watch this one, and then you can decide whichever one you want to do. We have two things for our Ncx workout. It is going to be a strength session and a WOD. And usually the way these are right now, the strength session is not so true to a strength session where you would see like a 3, 2, 1 back squat or deadlift or something like that. It is more so being used as a priming tool for your second workout. So we're going to work a lot with dumbbells right now, just as we did in the NC HIT version. So our strength is going to be 3 sets of single arm dumbbell deadlifts, single arm dumbbell cleans, and single arm dumbbell lunges, and it's all 8 reps per arm. So let's get started with the standards on that. And the way that this is meant to be done is you want to pick a weight that's going to allow for quality first, and then which should allow for you to complete all the reps unbroken. It should be a tough push, but definitely doable. So let's go over our single arm dumbbell deadlift. There are 2 ways that we can go about this. We can go more like a sumo stance if we don't have the ability to keep our back straight when we have our legs closer together. This is what it would look like. Tuck the shoulder down. I'm going to touch the head of the dumbbell to the ground, keeping my hips relatively high, so shins vertical, and stand through on the movement. This is what it looks like from the side. And that is our single arm dumbbell deadlift. Again, you can make it more challenging by having the dumbbell on the outside, although it adds for more length, more range of motion. And that is our single arm dumbbell deadlift. Again, we can challenge ourselves with the weight, or we can challenge ourselves with the position. Either way, I like them both. Our single arm dumbbell clean, I'm going to encourage you guys to go from the hang for one, even though it doesn't specify hang clean. But what we're going to do when it just says clean is a squat clean. So I actually want it to look like this. And we can choose to, again, go from the inside or the outside. I'm going to let my hips come back, almost act as if this was a swing. Shrug up and get into my squat stance and stand. And I can do the same thing from my kind of like kettlebell position. I'd go swing up and sit. In this version, I don't have to worry about the timing of my feet so much because I need that room to swing the bell. My feet are already in the stance that I need. So this is going to be our single arm dumbbell clean. Now the lunge, I'm going to challenge you guys to 1 forward lunge and hold the bell or the dumbbell in the opposite leg that is doing work. So if I'm going to lunge forward with my left leg, I'm going to hold it in my right hand. We're also going to change the front rack position for our dumbbell. I would like to see the dumbbell curled at the top with my shoulder anchored down, and this makes for a much more challenging front rack. And I'm going to take my step forward, let my knee touch the ground, both of my legs are at 90 degrees, I'm nice and tall, and I stand to make sure that I complete the rep. That is what we'll be doing with our strength portion with a dumbbell. Again, we can challenge ourselves with the weight of the dumbbell or by pushing those positions that I'm suggesting to you guys. The next thing, so after our strength, is our WOD. We are going to be doing 4 rounds for time of 100-meter dumbbell front rack walk, and a lot of words, 15 double dumbbell deadlifts, and then 20 dumbbell thrusters, and the score will be for time. So this is a little bit longer. This is challenging your posterior quite well as your ability to do a carry. So when we do a carry, I'm not so much focused on how you're holding. It's kind of up to you if we want to do these or the ones that I just showed you with your dumbbells. But we don't really focus on this too much, is pacing and bracing. So whenever we do a carry, it is very short choppy steps, and if anything, it is heel to toe. And I want to be moving as fast as I can. When I have weight on, I'm not going to be able to take my normal stride lengths. So we are going to have to shorten that stride length, but make it nice and choppy. 100 meters is pretty far. If I were to ask you to sprint 100 meters, most of you guys would be somewhere probably like 17 to 21 seconds. So now think about how I'm doing a loaded carry. Gonna be much slower, but I wanna make sure I'm efficient. I should be able to do this without stopping. If I have to stop, I think we went too heavy, or we just need to shorten the distance. So it's probably no more than a minute of work on this. So that is our front rack carry variation for 100 meters. The next thing is a double dumbbell deadlift, and you guys can choose to do these in the sumo stance or conventional stance. So very similar to how I just explained in the single arm stuff, is you just add another dumbbell. So I'm either going to have two in front of me and sit my hips back the same way. My arms just happen to be on the insides of my legs versus the outsides of my legs. But you notice that the mechanics remain very similar. I'm letting my hips go back, letting my chest and back go flat, but forward over my body. And that is going to be our double dumbbell deadlift. You should be picking a weight that's going to allow for all of these reps unbroken. I want to see how well can you guys hold on to this and move at a consistent pace. So 15 dumbbell deadlifts and then 20 dumbbell thrusters. So if you happen to watch the NC HIIT video where I demoed the thruster, I want you guys to maintain that awesome front rack of yours, which just means kind of chest up, elbows forward, and keeping that as I sit into the bottom. With these ones, because there's so many, there's a good amount of reps along with other work to do, make sure that you are definitely pausing at the top to breathe. Again, I talked about it in the last video, this is your space to breathe. If we're constantly and then back down, we're not letting ourselves adjust. We're gonna get a lot of reps done, but I can guarantee you're going to burn out very quick unless you're some high games level athlete that has that type of conditioning. But even then, it is still very difficult to hold on. So the WOD again is 4 rounds for time, 100-meter dumbbell front rack walk, 15 double dumbbell deadlifts, and 20 dumbbell thrusters. That is your Ncx Workout for Sunday, April 5th. Again, and as always, if you guys have any questions, please reach out to us coaches. Love you guys.